I love found objects, things that you pick up on the roadside or the beach or something like that. So printmaking offers you sometimes a chance to create a kind of archive of mark making and random bits of imagery that you can find and use later. There's an amazing book in Gateshead Library that was by this guy called Frank Kojay, which is a bit like what now we think of as a blog or an artist sketchbook or something like that. And I was just really inspired by someone who'd looked in detail at Derwent Valley. And I set out with a view to look for, a bit like a detective, to look for clues about things I might put in the print. These are some of the photographs I took when I actually walked up and down the Derwent Valley and found that really it was about paths and maps and sort of lattice of leaves and marks on trees and carved marks on stones. And you just had this tremendous sense of, over hundreds and hundreds of years, the place had been made by mark making. I'm known as someone who makes glass for architectural spaces, but now I also call myself a printmaker. It's always been a two-way process, because you can print on the glass, you can print from the glass, you can make prints that become part of the designs for the glass, you can make prints to go alongside glass commissions. So increasingly the two have become kind of inseparable. I hadn't used letterpress before, but I was really excited about it because I love working with words and text, and I've done a lot of that over the years. I'm going to print it, and then I've got it, I can scan it and sort of create a digital typewriter. For the future I can create any text I want. What I do, I suppose, is I'm collecting elements, creative elements. I found this quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson, and it was just perfect. It says that everything makes a mark on the earth in some way or another. Everything makes a print on the earth in some way or another. I don't have a logical way of creating the imagery. I work intuitively backwards and forwards between drawing, scanning, Photoshop, back to drawing. It just goes in and out until I get the results I want. The different printed elements had to work with each other, so they had to, for me, they had to have a sort of visual similarity. These are all try-out plates with different ways of making marks in the lino. For me, lino is a bit like drawing, and you're using tools, which is a sort of mark making thing, but every different tool has a different mark, and the marks had to be right for this particular print. What I wanted with this plate was for the edges to feel nibbled away, almost to have quite a sort of rough feel, almost like a bitmapped image. So my final plates were 2 lino plates and a solar plate, which is a contemporary form of movable, instead of using movable type, usable metal or wooden type, it's a contemporary way of doing it, because you can bring it all together on one polymer plate, which is created with UV light. And so when you finish exposing it, you wash it out, and all the areas which were clear in the acetate have been cured and they stay, and all the other areas are washed away. So you're left with a relief plate, which is amazing. So you see the relief in many more ways than one. I love printmaking because you can organise it and design it in advance. For me, it's a design process. You can assemble lots of bits and pieces, and it just offers you so many creative possibilities. It gives you the option of working to a different scale, of not waiting till somebody comes along and asks you for a commission for a specific place. If I've seen something or drawn something or some kind of idea comes to me, I can do it and make it into a print. I don't have to wait for a particular window to be filled with glass to make it. It's actually quite minimal given all the ideas that went into it. And I always feel quite sad that I haven't managed to get all the bits and pieces into it that I sort of research. But when I'm making a print, I'm always searching for some sort of clarity, for something that reads from 10 meters away, but also something that has lovely details when you get right close up to it. And when you see the finished result, it has that quality of the hand. But obviously you have to use the heart and the brain to actually make something meaningful.